Hey everybody, I'm David with Bolivar Live, and even though it's February, I'm gonna say welcome to 2025 because it's been a while since we've been in here. Well, you know, all the shows we've been talking about changes, and you and I were talking earlier about some of the changes in the insurance industry that's happening.
Yeah.
Let's just touch on that to kick the year off, to get people thinking, because before we know it, it'll be hurricane season and time to go through your insurance and make sure everything's up to date, make sure anything you've changed on your house is done. And so where we stand on everything.
That's funny. I guess the hurricane season, it kind of flew into my mind that I'm really now in hurricane season because we're prepping.
Yeah.
But so there have been some things we've talked about over the past 2 or 3 years. There's been it's been a difficult period for the insurance industry, and it's been reflected in premiums that have happened. And over the past few months, we've kind of been talking about a change that may be occurring and that we may have topped out. And I know that there are things that have happened, and we've had wildfires in California that's going to affect the reinsurance market as well. But I think we are now physically seeing some of that turn. For example, in the homeowners marketplace, we're seeing some of the loosening of underwriting restrictions. Some of them are still in place and may remain, but for example, high-valued homes, we're seeing coverage limits begin to increase on those again. We're seeing in the marketplace, companies that took action early, rate action early, we're now seeing on the auto side rate decreases, and fairly good rate decreases. Those are those things you don't hear very often.
No, I've never heard anyone say my insurance went down.
No. No, and our particular agency, you know, and Farmers, so now not only do we have that great branded name of Farmers and Bristol West and Foremost, but now we're also introducing the ability to add people in like Progressive or National General or Safeco or some of those other things to the mix. So we're able to really look around at each characteristic of each, when I say each characteristic risk in the marketplace, I mean each individual household has their own characteristics and where that may fit within those companies, because those companies, we're seeing a trend, or I believe I'm seeing a trend of companies are gravitating to a specific marketplace. And it's been a really interesting couple of 3 months, really, since the last time we've talked, and the amount of changes that have taken place. And now we're in a position to really review the client themselves, and they don't have to do the work.
Right.
We can do it for you.
Well, and being able, I know when you and I were talking, I think in December, when all my stuff came due, the different companies y'all were able to quote and say, let's look at this, but hey, you need to do this. And you broke it down to me and explained, because I am not an insurance person. I'm one of those that, look, just be honest with me and tell me what I need.
Well, that's funny because you're saying some stuff, and whether you, as an example, and there's one of the other businesses on the Peninsula has a policy that the company's no longer doing business here, but they've got a really unique policy at a very unique price, and that company, it's either slipped through the cracks, there's no exposures, but there's no way I would advise that person to move.
Right.
We're doing some other things. The same thing happened with you on part of your coverage. You've got a segment of it that's better left where it sits.
Right.
And so whether you're a homeowner or...
Okay, I'm going to stop you real quick.
See, it always goes like this.
I want to explain something real quick because it meant a lot to me. When Dan and I were going over my insurance and we were comparing apples to apples.
Which you can't do. Both.
Right.
Yeah.
And now most salespeople, and even though it's Priest Insurance, everyone's looking out for themselves. He told me point blank, David, on this part of your insurance, you're better off to stay with this person.
Yeah.
But I can take care, and you've got more coverage on this part of my insurance. So I'll take that and let this other company. I guess what I'm getting at is honesty. Because you could have told me, yeah, we can do this and it's this much, because I don't pay attention to coverage amounts and stuff. And you did, and you explained to me, and it just, in fact, I went home I called someone on the way home, and then I went home and told Chris about, you know, we need to get you with Dan because of his honesty explaining what I was getting here and what I was getting there and which one was better.
So thanks, but that's really relationships, and if you're doing your job, anyone, if you're a dentist or whatever you do, when you can help somebody, you help them, and you find the places that you can do best for those people, because we're more interested in building that relationship with myself, with my staff, with our clients at the beach or wherever they may be, because we want to be that person you call and ask that question, because it also gives us a better top-down look
on what all.
You know, insurance tends to be, we all think it's, oh, I have to have this thing, and I'm going to stick it in a corner. Well, we value our position in that we're looking down and we're trying to see you as a whole and see your exposures, and we really want to, we just like to know where it is, and if you have it over there, that's okay. If it's better for you, we like to do it. But we want to know how to take care of you, and the only way we can do that is by asking questions, getting to know it, and then the client actually communicating to us their exposures.
Right.
And so to let us help you when something goes wrong. We kind of got off base there, but the industry is I do see some changes happening. The companies that took action early, maybe that has some of the bigger rate increases earlier, they're now stable. Their reserves are back up, and they're now back in expansion mode, trying to make some money, which is they're looking at new spots. The auto hot spots are really good, so it's a great time to give us a call and let us see if we can help you.
And I'm big on that now, just because of what I went through in December. Get out and whether it's Dan or someone else, it's always good to have a second opinion.
Yeah, we'd love for you to call us, but just get it out there and look at it.
You know, call them and let them look at it, because they may tell you, or they may say, man, you've got a pretty sweet deal here, or hey, if you do this, you know, we've got this carrier and we can get you, you know, this kind of coverage. I guess the biggest thing is honesty, and they're not out just for the dollar; they're out for the relationship.
Yeah, and there's some markets that we don't do very well in.
Right.
And we'll let you know. So
great. Best way to get hold of them is
by phone, 409-755-7600. The website here, or you know, we're running around on Facebook somewhere.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere. But get hold of them. Let them just do an overview and say, look, you know, my insurance is coming up in 30 or 60 days. I'd like to look at it and see, do I have what's best for myself and family, or is there something else we can do? So we do this show every week, talking insurance here on Bolivar Live. Hopefully Dan's with us. We're getting back into the swing of things. Kimberly's doing better now, so it's getting back to normalcy, I guess you could say again. So we're going to head on out. Hope you enjoyed the show. Until next time, I'm David with Bolivar Live with Dan Priest with Priest Insurance Agency. Y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. God bless, and bye-bye.